Hi, I'm Debbie Chronister. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I am going to show you a new bundle that Stampin' Up! Has come out with. It's called a hybrid bundle. It's on page 116 of the annual catalog, and it comes with the die, a stamp set, and an embossing folder. Now, I know you're probably thinking, a lot of them do that Stampin' Up! Comes out with, but this one is different, and I'm going to show you why. So let me show you what I made first. I made this beautiful card here, this one here, and just a few minutes ago, I made a third one, which is this red one. Now for the red one, you'll see that it's very similar, but very different. The red one, I sponged this lattice. So the paper lattice is one of our products that's out in the annual catalog, and it comes in craft. So it's pretty universal coming in craft, but it didn't fit right into black and white and red. So I took my stamp pad, turned it over, and just blotted on my lattice and changed my lattice to a black color. So I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful flowers that are on here and how this stamp set and die and embossing folder work together. So I have all of my supplies here, and I am going to start out with, I did a little bit of prep work ahead of time. I cut my leaves ahead of time, and I've cut my greeting. Now for my greeting, I used the die that came in the set, and I cut it out like this, and then, so I got this whole piece that came out. But I didn't want it that long, so I cut it again. So I just slid it right back into here, into the groove in the back, and put it right back through my machine and did it once again. And so I ended up with this perfect size little piece that I want to use for my greeting. So let's go ahead and stamp the greeting. Did I put my greeting away? No, he's right here. And I'm going to stamp that in soft suede. Goes with my color theme here, because this one I'm doing just like the first one that I did. And so it's going to be in the browns and oranges for this one. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do, let's put this away, is I'm going to stamp the flowers. The flowers come in two stamps, actually. There's a large one, which is this one, which will stamp all 3 flowers, which is what we want. So I'm going to start with, and I'm stamping the flowers, the line image, in Pale Papaya. I don't want a real dark image for this one, and so we're going to go with the Pale Papaya on the basic white. And then I'm going to set this up here so I can find it later. And then each one of those flowers has a fill to it. They're so red, it makes me think they have ink on them. Okay, so each one does. And I am going to use a dauber because I want them to have a little bit of a different color on them in the center. So my dauber has disappeared. It was right here. Let me grab another dauber just because I'm not seeing that one at all. So I'll just grab another one out of here. And it probably is on the floor somewhere. So I'm going to start by inking it with Pale Papaya. And then I have Flirty Flamingo here. And I'm just going to take and put a little bit of Flirty Flamingo in the center because my dauber isn't, oh, it's plenty moist. Let me check it and see how we're doing. That's a little bit much, I think. You know what, I'm going to ink this way because when you ink down, you get a better inking. Okay, now let's try our dauber. I want a little bit of color, but not too much. And this is this image right here. They do not match exactly, just so you know. They're going to be off a little bit. And then I'm going to ink up, oops, not that one, this one. And do the dauber again down here in this area. And you know, guys, it doesn't look really great right now, but when it gets embossed, it looks amazing. And that dauber adds to it, just adds a little bit of pink to it. And then my third one, I'm going to do the same way. Just dauber that in the center a little bit. And I'm going to go right here. Okay, now I'm going to take you over to my die cutting machine where you're going to see me do the magic that happens with this. So let's go on over here. I have you covered so you aren't going to see my dirty floor, which has paper all over it. And let's just get you set down here. I should have moved this stuff ahead of time. Okay. And then I'm going to put you up a little higher just so that you're not sitting right on my machine and you can see a little bit better. Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry. Let's go this one. There we go. And okay, so let me just make sure that you're good to go. You are good to go. Okay, let's move that a little bit so you can see the machine. And just move you over a little here. All right, now we're set. Okay, so what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the platform, a basic platform, and I'm not going to use anything else except for my embossing folder. And this die is amazing. So this is the hybrid part. So this is the part, the side that is convex. This is the part that is concave. So that means this side goes inward. This die is going to line up with this side of the die, of the embossing folder. And it just kind of clicks in there. You can feel it kind of settle in there and lock in there. Okay, and then I am going to hold that and turn it over and line up my flowers. So let's see, where's my flat flower? Is right there. That's what I usually shoot for, is that one that's kind of a half a flower almost. And then just line those up in there and close it up just like so. And I've got quite a bit sticking over here, so I've got to grab a pair of paper snips and trim that off. Well, what will happen is it'll get caught in my machine and it'll just pull everything out. So I just want to check it again and make sure everything's lined up, and it looks like it is. And then let's just go ahead and cut and emboss all at the same time. So I have 3 beautiful flowers that came out just really simple. I have a nice background here. If I wanted to use this background, I could. In this situation, I'm not going to. I stuck a little bit there. Come on, guys. Come out. Okay, so I'm going to take you back over to my workstation. And I'm going to cover this up so you don't get dizzy going there. And we're just going to walk back over here. And let me just check and see how we're doing here as far as what you can see. Looks pretty good, huh? I think it's okay. All right, so now let's put our card together. We're done with all of our stamping. Like I said, I did go ahead and stamp out a couple of these leaves ahead of time. So we're going to start with, this paper is called Expressions in Ink, I believe. It's one of our new papers. It has the gold flecking in the back. It's gorgeous, but I chose to use the front side. This is the lattice, and so I'm just going to put a little bit of a dotted adhesive on the lattice. And whoops. And this is cut at 5 by 3 1/4, and all the measurements will be on my blog at stampwithdeb.com. And if you need any products, you can go there and order them there as well. And then I'm going to attach this to soft suede. My tabletop's getting sticky. So I cut this because I wanted this color here in the corner. It was an intentional cut out of it, although it was within a normal range. So, okay, and then I'm going to attach this pale papaya to the back of this. And this was just a scrap that was left over, and it was 4 1/4. So let me make sure I have my 4 1/4 side going. I do. This way. I want it to go all the way across. And I'm just going to position it like that. It was a leftover scrap. So my challenge to my team for this week is to make something out of leftover scraps. Doesn't have to be anything that you have to buy new. It has to be something out of leftover scraps. So, although I'd love to see them all purchase this and experiment with it this week, that would be wonderful. Because it's a great set. I'm really liking it. Okay, and then I'm going to take a piece of pale papaya ribbon and place it around and trim that off. I left my scissors over there. Okay. So I'm going to trim that off, and I'm going to cut about a 2-inch strip here. And using my glue dots, I'm going to fold it over and make a little tag, a little, what do I want to call it? Something to stick out. I don't know what, a tail, how about that? And I'm just going to trim this. Hopefully these scissors are new enough. I have a pair here that's new enough to cut this. Once they've been used on paper, they don't work too well. So, and we're just going to attach that. Whoops, didn't pick up. Right here on the front, so we have a little tail sticking out. Okay, now let's get this attached before it sticks to something else. We're going to put this on my card base, which is an 11 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to go all the way to the sides. Okay, now we're going to stick our flowers on here. So I'm going to start with the flat flower, what I keep calling the flat flower. And I'm just going to put a couple of glue dots on that. And I want to leave it so I can tuck my leaves underneath. Oops. Oh my goodness, I put that on upside down. Okay, we'll be working a little different this one. So with this, I wanted the other way around. See if I can switch it or if it's stuck. I can switch it. Okay. Good. It hadn't stuck too much yet. All right, let's flip this around. My card is upside down. Okay, there is that. All right. And side to side. Okay, now we got it. All right, so my flowers are going to start up here, one there. The rest of them are going to go on with dimensionals. And I want them pretty so that I can stick those leaves underneath the edges. So I'm putting my dimensionals more towards the centers. And I want this to come down a little further. And then this one is going to go right in here. And once again on dimensionals. And I want to make sure that it's not going to overlap my other one. So I want my dimensionals to be even. So when I slide this in, it doesn't run into the others. Okay, now let's add some leaves. My leaves are stamped in Old Olive. And I have 3, and I'm just going to put those on with glue dots. And just tuck that underneath. That's why I didn't want the dimensionals too close to the edge, so I'd have room to tuck my leaves under. And make sure I put it on the right end. And this one's going to go here, and then these 2 are going to go on the bottom. Let's see, find one. Okay, and they're going to go right down here. So they're sticking to the back of my flowers, which is what I want. Okay, then I have my greeting, which is going to go down here using dimensionals. And I just need 2 little dimensionals. And right down here. Alrighty, and then we have these great silver and clear epoxy essentials, what they're calling them. And these are the clear, these are the silver. I think I want the clear. So I'm just gonna, this one looks like a teardrop or a drop of water, a water droplet. And so I'm gonna put that water drop, those water droplets on my flowers. Just 3 of them there. Maybe I'll put 1 on my greeting. No, go on my flower. There we go. Okay, so there is my project for today. Thank you for joining me. If you need any supplies, check out stampwithdeb.com. You can order there. If your order comes to $150, you will receive the host rewards. Do not use the host code. If you use the host code, I will send you a pack of 4 cards ready to be assembled. They'll all be die cut, and you'll just need to stamp greetings on them and assemble them. And I do that each month for a minimum order of $50. So make sure that you use that host code if you are placing an order over $50. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can find me at stampwithdeb.com. Bye-bye.